Do you remember how it ended for Brett Favre? You guys remember? Brett Favre threw an interception in New Orleans. That's not actually how his career ended. He wanted to retire, and that would have been a fourth time to retire. 3 times he thought about retiring with the Green Bay Packers. Then he went to the Jets. Then he went to the Vikings. With the Vikings, they had a great year. They beat the Packers twice that year. Went all the way to the NFC Championship game. That was Bounty Gate game when there was video of Greg Williams, the then defensive coordinator, saying, I got money for guys, whoever takes guys out. And then somebody hit Favre and tried to knock him out of the game, and they came over to the sideline saying, where's my money? Yeah, that was not his last game. He was going to retire, and then Brad Childress, sent down 3 of his buddies on a private plane to go get him off the tractor. He came back, had a weird press conference where he had a hat that he clearly was cutting the grass while wearing in, and said, oh, hell, we'll go play some quarterback. And not only did he not play particularly well and the team fall apart and the coach was ultimately fired, but the dome in Minnesota actually collapsed from too much snow on it during the season. And Brett Favre's consecutive starts streak went away. It could not have been a worse last year. And while he's obviously much better off right now than Peyton Manning, remember, one of the reasons Peyton Manning petered out to the finish, got pulled as a starter, came back and limped his way with no touchdown passes into Super Bowl glory, was because he had a 50-touchdown year where in the wind in Denver, he couldn't throw the football, and Joe Flacco could. Here's the easiest analogy. You ever play basketball before on a Sunday morning? Buddy sends you a text. He's like, hey, do you want to play with us? Sure. Group text. All right. Suddenly there's like 12 guys. Hey, guys, we're going to cap it at 15. Cap it at 15. So inevitably you cap it at 15, so there's 3 teams. 14 guys show up. Somebody's got to play twice. And then, the second, the third, the fourth game, you start to lose a guy here or there. Then there's like 11 or 12 guys. Everybody's pretty well spent. And somebody calls out, last game, I got to go. All right, let's go. And you're hooping, and it's a really good game. And you may even hit the game-winning shot. And then you say, oh, good game, fellas, good game. Man, way to hit that. You start to unlace your shoes. And that guy who was sitting there is like, hey, you guys want to go one more? And there's a bunch of guys like, yeah, whatever. It's only 10, 15. Fine. I'll go more. And your shoes are unlaced. Your body's starting to hurt. You're already thinking about the spot on the couch you're going to sit and you're going to watch football. What happens if you go back in that game? Inevitably, somebody gets hurt. The game is never, ever as good as the previous game was. And you always walk away from that last game going, shouldn't have played that last one. Tom Brady, whether you think he played great, whether you think he played well, whether you think he's the luckiest of all time, Tom Brady took a team that was 7-5. They've won 7 in a row. They've won 3 road games, including in Lambeau Field. And now they're the first home team to play a Super Bowl ever. Ever. That's ever. Think about that for a second. The first home team to play a Super Bowl ever. Crazy, right? Of course it is. So when I look at it, I'm sitting there going, how can you possibly, you don't even have to win this game. Obviously, if you do, you win 7. That puts you above Michael Jordan in terms of number of championships. That makes you the greatest team sport champion of all time. You already been to 10 Super Bowls, which is twice as many as the nearest competitor. There is literally, virtually no competition at the top. None. You can be the greatest quarterback ever and walk away. Or you can do what Conor McGregor did. Come back, I'm just going to come back and I'll get in a fight, and now you're a meme. You don't want to be a meme, do you? Right now, Uggs are cool. Tom Brady's cool. Everything about it seems to work. But you do one more year, it's that one more run of a pickup game. Somebody always gets hurt. It's never as good as you thought it would be. And, oh, yeah, by the way, next year, if you play road games, it's really on the road. There are really home fans. And the league gets younger and more violent. And like baseball, all it takes is one. All it takes is one hit to forever change the rest of your life. To where your wife literally wants to come out on the field and say, you're done here, son. You don't want that to happen. You can go out in a home game where, the likelihood that Belichick even gets back to another Super Bowl is slim. You got there in the first year. It was great. I'm good. At some point, you've had enough, or you'll be like a boxer. You get carried out of your last fight. Don't run it back. You already untied your shoes. You're playing at home. You're playing with house money. People legitimately didn't expect you to be here. You were an underdog in the last 2 playoff games. Now you'll be an underdog in the Super Bowl. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. You lose, all right, you lose to Mahomes. He's the new up-and-comer. He's the new gunslinger. They're the defending champions. You win, it's a great upset. Who cares, though? You got to a Super Bowl. Because now nobody can say, well, you're always in the AFC East. No, I was in the NFC South. Well, you only played for one coach. No, I played for a different coach. I only played for one system. No, I played for 2 systems. You can only play for a place that has great culture. Nope, didn't have a great culture, established it when he got there. All of these things have already been accomplished. All of these boxes have already been checked. I've heard people say, well, what does Aaron Rodgers have to play for? What are you talking about? A Super Bowl, another Super Bowl. He only has one. He keeps getting close and close and closer. This year, closer than last year. Still not there. He has a lot to pay for. Tom Brady, literally nothing. He has more Super Bowl appearances, more wins than anybody has had or will ever have. I don't think it's even close. When he puts on a helmet and shoulder pads and cleats, and he goes out there a week from Sunday in Tampa, is the first ever quarterback to play in front of his home smattering of fans in a Super Bowl. That should be the last time he ever plays tackle football. Yes, Ryan Music.
So I kind of see it both ways, but which result do you think would more lead to him retiring? Because you could say if he wins, he probably feels like he has a great chance to come back and even win another one and keep it moving forward, because he's like, wow, if I could do this in year 1, imagine how good we can be in year 2.
Yeah, it just never works that way. Never works that way, right? I don't think.
I just, everything we know about Tom Brady, it feels as though winning would only validate him further and give him more motivation to just be like, look what I did in year 1. I mean, just imagine what we can do in year 2. Now they don't even have Drew Brees. I almost feel as though it makes it more likely that he comes back if he wins.
Byer, what do you think, buddy? Would you come back if you were Tom Brady?
No, I think that I think it'd be a good time, because I think that Bruce Arians could also be like, all right, I'm out of here if they win. Let's move on and see you later.
I think it'd be ideal. I mean, like, look, do I think he'll do it? I have no idea if he'll do it. Yes, Ryan, John Ramos.
Don't you have to take into consideration also, like, who's there, like, who's your quarterback? Like, if he doesn't want to leave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with like nothing to fall back on, right? So they got who's their backup?
Not his problem.
Okay, yeah. He doesn't care.
Not his problem. He's been a long time. He's basically
have fun, Tampa Bay. I'm out.
He was hired to do a job. I did the job.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, we need you to get us to. We're hiring you to get us to a Super Bowl in Tampa. Okay, I did my job. You go figure out you. And it's not like they're paying him $50 million. Pay him like 15, 20 or something.
It's very much Kawhi Leonard like with the Raptors.
Yeah. Professional quarterback. Like a briefcase with a football inside and one of those little sheets that call the plays on your wrist. I don't know. Does it ever happen that I just wish like Peyton Manning, he waited a little while, and maybe it takes away from the team win, but like how great would that be if somebody just said like, and I'm out, Mamba out on a win? It'd be incredible.